Hey guys, so I decided to make this video. I've had a lot on my mind lately, and well, for those of you that know me, there's been a lot of rough things going on lately, but, I don't even want to talk about myself at this point. It's more, I want to talk about, I guess, being a good friend is pretty much what I want to get at. So, I've got quite a few people in my life right now that, they could use a shoulder to cry on. Somebody to just sit there and listen to what they have to say, not be like, oh, well, you wouldn't be to the place that you're at if you hadn't have done this, and you wouldn't be to the place where you're at if you hadn't have screwed up in this matter. That's not what people want to hear. Like, everybody messes up. Everybody does something in their life where they're like, wow, I shouldn't have done that. And, I think the biggest thing is just that at this point, we need to have more people around us saying more things like, hey, look at what you've done right, not what you've done wrong. Like, I know that personally, if I had more people saying, hey, you know what, you're doing an awesome job as a parent, that's going to bring me further up and say, you know what, maybe I can do this. Maybe I shouldn't have as many doubts as I have. Maybe I shouldn't be feeling as crappy about this as I do. But if people are constantly like, oh, well, you're screwing up with your daughter, you're not doing this right, you're too young, you shouldn't have done this, la da da da, right? Stop putting people down. Like, we have enough people in this world that feel crappy and don't want to live life anyway. Like, why have our friends on top of it be like, oh, you're a crap person? Nobody wants to hear that. It's freaking like 11 o'clock in the morning right now. I haven't even been sleeping lately. Like, I guess a big thing is just, I miss having good friends. And I actually mean like good friends. Like people I hung out with on a daily basis. People that were like, hey, you're an awesome freaking person. Like, you are so cool. I love being around you. Now it's like all of these people that I grew up with, all these people that I called my friends, everybody goes in their separate ways. I get that. But why do we all have to start treating each other crappy and being like, oh, well, you went a different way that I went, so I don't want to be your friend. Or you're doing something else in your life, like, say, for instance, a lot of us have had kids. Like, most of the people I've grown up with, like, we all have kids. And some people are doing it different than others. I don't get why that's such a problem. Like, why do you have to, just because you don't like what somebody's doing doesn't mean that you have to dislike that person as an individual. I guess it's kind of a ramble just about friendship's not hard. It's really not. Like, we all need it. We all have rough days. We all have times we need to just get out of the house. I guess my main thing is, before you start judging other people and telling other people that they suck and they're screwing up in their lives, how about you take a look at yourself in the mirror and you look at what you're doing. And if you can honestly, which I highly doubt any of you can, if you can honestly look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm exactly to the point where I wanted to be, I am exactly where I feel like my life is at a perfect freaking place, I have everything I want, I'm not screwing up, I'm not doing something wrong, anything, it could be something like minuscule, but look at yourself before you start judging other people, before you start saying that somebody else is a crappy parent, before you start saying somebody else needs to be to a different place in their life. We all go through our own crap. Every single one of us. And you know, we all have problems. So how about instead of, like, putting somebody down for their problems, instead of telling them that they suck, why not say, hey, I get you're having a rough day today. I get you're going through a rough time. Do you need somebody? Do you want to talk? Do you want to, just go out and do something? I mean, it's really not that hard. And then, family's important, just so you know. Like, I didn't realize it up until Wednesday was born. Family's important. Don't take it for granted, because family's all you got sometimes. Whether it be, you have a crappy family, you have a great family, your family's fighting. Just take some time. Just take a moment out of your freaking day and say, hey, mom, dad, brother, sister, cousin, uncle, whoever, I love you. And we may not always see eye to eye, but I love you. You're my family. And, I mean, I forget to say that sometimes. I forget to say it a lot of the time, actually. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I'm not going to make mistakes, because I make them on a constant, very frequent basis. I'm not a perfect mom. I'm not a perfect person. I'm not a perfect friend. Not a perfect daughter. But you know what? I'm trying. And I think that's the biggest thing right now. I'm working so hard to be to a better place in my life. And for once in my life, I would like to see other people try to do the same exact thing. I'd like other people to take a look at themselves and say, you know what? There's a few things I want to change, and I'm actually going to do it. Not, I don't like this aspect about myself, but I'm just going to sit and boob about it. Take a chance. You'll never know if you can fly if you never try, right? So, take a chance. Live life to the fullest. Be there for the people that you love and for the people that love you. And just live, I guess. But, that's pretty much all I've got to say. I hope that, more of you than I expected will actually look at this and take something from it. Thanks, guys.